So there's new audio that just came out from the National Pulse. And explain this audio before we listen to it, Jason.
So this audio is Hunter Biden talking himself. It's him talking. I think this came from the laptop because the way it was reported on. I think it came from the laptop, which again kind of goes against the grain that this is Russian disinformation. This is Hunter Biden in a recording on his laptop allegedly, but he's talking about he's pissed off because he's talking about how multiple business partners of his are missing. They're not talking to him. And he references a name that we should really talk about later, and that's Patrick Ho. And he talks about that another criminal case that he and his father, Joe Biden, are a witness of. And we can talk about that as well.
Here it is. Listen.
I get calls from my father to tell me that the New York Times is calling, but my old partner, Eric, who literally has done me harm for I don't know how long, is the one taking the calls because my father will not stop sending the calls to Eric. I have another New York Times reporter calling about my representation of literally, Dr. Patrick Ho, the spy chief of China, who started the company that my partner, who was worth $323 billion, founded, and is now missing. The richest man in the world is missing, who was my partner. He was missing since I last saw him in his $58 million apartment and signed a $4 billion deal to build the largest LNG port in the world. And I am receiving calls from the Southern District of New York, from the U.S. Attorney himself. My best friend in business, Devin, has named me as a witness without telling me in a criminal case, and my father without telling me.
Wow. I mean, first of all, why would he record these things?
Yeah.
Why would he do that? You know, if it was on videotape, it would be easier to claim that it was a deep fake. But you can't fake people's voices yet. It's easier to fake their image than it is audio, thank God. So we know this is him. It's why, Jason? Why would he do this?
I don't know. He's obviously worried about the New York Times doing a story on these relationships that he has. I don't remember seeing a story from the New York Times on this, so I'm not sure what they did with it.
Printed it. They may not have printed it.
I don't think it did. But he has reason to be worried. And remember the audio that you just played, the Biden family was very proud with who they worked with in China. They were very proud of those relationships. Well, he's talking about Patrick Ho. Patrick Ho was the former Secretary for Home Affairs in Hong Kong. He's calling him the spy chief of China, which alleges that this guy was very well connected in the Chinese Communist Party's intelligence apparatus. Now, he's admitting knowledge of this. So if he was working in some other capacity inside Hong Kong, but at the same time cutting jobs with one of the largest energy firms inside China, one that later would be found, I think it's bankrupt now because of all the corruption. Patrick Ho was charged with corruption. His other business party, Yi Jinjiang, I believe was his name, Jinming, he just disappeared. He was one of the most richest men in China and just disappeared. So both of them, as soon as their names started getting out, they went bye-bye. These are the people that they're so proud, these business relationships. That's who the Bidens were in business with over there. It's absolutely insane. And I'd also like to point out that Southern District, he mentions that they were listed as witnesses. Hunter and Joe Biden listed as witnesses from Devon Archer in a Southern District of New York court case. That's the exact same one I just referenced. If I could read this was from the U.S. Attorney. He said, quote, "These defendants orchestrated a highly complex scheme to defraud a Native American community and multiple pension funds, all to corruptly bankroll their own personal and business interests." That says it all right there, and it pretty much shows everything that they were involved with. That seems to be the MO for all of this.
And yet the same Biden campaign was out with the Native Americans telling them, oh, we're your best friends.
Exactly.
And here they appear to be involved in stealing from the Native Americans. All right.
Unreal.
Thank you very much, Jason. Appreciate it.